Hi, my name's Louis Hunter and welcome to the podcast. Today we're talking about the election. So the election is tomorrow and the SNP is probably going to be shooed back in, because people vote for them. They didn't vote for independence, but they still vote SNP in because there's such, they vote them in because what mischief could they possibly do at Holyrood, because Holyrood is a wee parliament, it's got really hee-haw power, it can't do anything, so I let the SNP, they can, sort of put a crown of thorns on their head, there you go, go mad with the NHS and the sort of the Tories, Scottish Tories, Scottish Labour will sort of like point at them and like, oh, you waiting times and all these like little issues that inevitably going to crop up. Why are people getting sick? SNP, come on. What else? Well, to be honest, that's really all it is. They sort of stand up and say and tell a story about some poor bugger somewhere who like had a bad experience, and then they take this as indicative of everything wrong with the SNP. But the SNP are like, state the obvious, which is they don't have any real power because it's reserved to Westminster. Yeah, that's the state of things here in Scotland. However, reasons to be optimistic. 12 years since the independence referendum, so it's only another 13 years until the next one. As per Alex Salmond's generation rule, where there won't be another referendum for a generation, which is really or maybe not, maybe because of the material change, which was Brexit. They said we wouldn't be dragged out against our will. Scotland has been dragged out of Europe out of their will, so there's been a material change. Thus, we want another referendum. Maybe things would be different if they had honoured that, but Kelsey Pre didn't. So yeah, and the other thing is reform. Reform don't really pose a threat in Scotland. Maybe they do. They could still cause some mischief. Don't vote reform, because although they seem sensible, apart from the sort of stories coming out about Farage and that Malcolm Ufford fellow, these things repeatedly keep happening. Their policies in paper are fine, aren't they? They're going to, I don't know, they're just basic sort of right of centre stuff. It's not really earth shattering, and you get those characters like Ufford and but how would they really fare in power? Well, I don't want to find out, do you?